Protests continue this week after George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis.
We've asked Police Lieutenant from the Clovis Police Department, Jim Munro, to join us this morning via FaceTime to talk more about how it's impacting the Central Valley. Good morning, Lieutenant. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Your department has seen peaceful demonstrations here in the Central Valley, whereas a lot of big cities are not seeing that. They're seeing demonstrations that start out as one thing and then they become looting and riots. What do you think the difference is with the communities locally?
Well, yeah, we've seen a couple very peaceful demonstrations here in Clovis on local street corners. I believe, and our department believes, it's the connection that we have with our community. We've worked really, really hard over the past, years since I've been here. I've been here 20 years, and each year we work harder and harder on making that connection with our community. And I think that that's what you're seeing in both the communities of Clovis and Fresno. When there's a strong connection and a level of trust within the community, the police department and protesters can work together to basically have a successful event. So that's what we believe here in Clovis.
That connection through the years, through the decades, what do you think are some of the most important things you've garnered and maybe taken away that have prompted some changes in the way that you conduct investigations and conduct community policing?
Yeah, honestly, just being out in the community and listening. Prior to COVID-19, we were out, no joke, every single day. We had some type of a community event every day. We put on our annual Clovis Night Out event where we get over 10,000 community members to come out. Just transparency as well, being a transparent police department, putting out what we're doing, being very active on social media. If you talk to people that live in Clovis, they say that the reason they live in Clovis mainly is because it's safe, and that's because of the police department. So just being in touch with those that we serve is really important, and it's becoming harder to try and maintain that connection right now because we are so separated and quarantined. So we're doing our best on social media. We've got to continue to maintain and build those connections in our community, and we're trying to be creative right now.
Mm-hmm.
And is your department doing anything to recruit people of color?
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, we have 9 officer positions open right now, and they're currently frozen. But we had 9 officers vacant prior to the whole COVID-19. And what we're seeing is before all of this started, COVID-19 and the George Floyd incident, we couldn't fill those spots. We value hiring people that we believe should work here, and we're having a very hard time finding quality candidates to fill those spots. And I believe that it'll probably be even harder moving forward. So, we only have 100 officers for a city of 117,000 people. That is the lowest in the state as far as cities over 100,000 people. And it's just gonna be harder. Our officer and employee makeup right now mirrors the diversity of our community. 35% of our officers come from some type of protected class. We know we can always do better, and we are constantly striving to recruit and diversify our workforce. But I'll be honest with you, it's becoming extremely, extremely hard.
Lieutenant Munro, we used to have a coworker of ours, and she joked, but it wasn't really a joke. She was a woman of color, and she said, "Every time I go visit a friend in Clovis, I'm afraid that I may get stopped for driving while being colored." And I was just talking to another friend who is and was raised as an African American and went to school in Clovis all through high school, but said now, looking back, she does recall and experience racism. What do you say when you hear things like that people of color still feel unsafe, even in what is described as such a safe community?
I actually get tears in my eyes right now, to be honest with you. This has been really hard for us in Clovis. Our department strives every day to be the best that we can. Excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
And when I hear stories like that, I've never seen it in my 22 years here, to be honest with you. We're moving to things like body cameras. I have one on right now, and our supervisors randomly go, and every month they're required to review body camera footage to make sure their officers are doing the right thing. So we're trying to be preventative. We investigate every complaint. Kim, we're doing everything we possibly can to keep the trust in our community. We don't want people to feel that way, and it's been really tough. We've had some really heartfelt conversations around here this week and last week, and it's an interesting time. But we continue to do the best we can in Clovis, and you know, we just put out this 21st century report. This is based on President Obama's 21st century policing that covers 6 pillars of what good police departments are supposed to be doing. And if you, in the community, if you'll take a look at it, I think you'll understand what we're doing here in Clovis. And I think we're going down the right road. Mm-hmm. But we try every day. And in my 22 years working here, it's I've honestly never seen something like we're going through right now. Yeah,
and you're not alone. I mean, we all want to just break down because what's happening is terrible. I'm sorry, you're the one who started it. Anyway, Lieutenant Munro.
I'm sorry. I didn't want this to happen, but I tell you, after the conversations I've had with some of my employees this week, that we're all feeling it. We don't like it. We're all upset. It should have never happened, and you know, we're all human though. That's the thing. And
right.
In Clovis, we're going to make mistakes. We are. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a mistake in the future. But I just ask that our community trusts us to do the right thing, to investigate, and
to keep trying day by day, and that's all we can do. Lieutenant Jim Munro, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and your heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching Fox 26, your hometown news connection.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Chuck Chansey.